Hello, I'm Amy Niver, seed treatment industry expert and consultant. Today we're going to talk about soybean seed treatments and how they're not all created equal. I'm going to stack these blocks based upon their individual components and merits so you can see how the seed treatments stack up. We're going to use Cruiser Max Vibrance, Beck's soybean seed treatment, the Acceleron that's found on Monsanto beans, PPST on Pioneer soybeans, and then Merschman's Bonus Coated Plus. I like to start with the insecticide component. Most insecticides here in the Midwest are pretty equal. If you're going after wireworm or overwintering bean leaf beetle or early season aphids even, as long as you're using robust rates, all the three different insecticides will get you to your goals. Cruiser, Poncho Votivo, and Gaucho or imidacloprid all do the trick for soybean seed treatments here in the Midwest or the heartland. The next subject we like to talk about is metalaxyl. You want to make sure you have robust rates. Commonly known as apron, it goes after Pythium and Phytophthora, or the water molds. Using a 15 gram rate, or 0.32 of apron, is what we shoot for. Cruiser Max Vibrance has that, Beck's has it, Pioneer does, Merschman's Bonus Coated Plus does, and Acceleron used to, but recently they've been using half of that rate just because it treats a little bit better, it stores a little bit better, and so they've gone down to a half rate for a number of reasons, but they have a little bit of an efficacy gap there. It's not a robust rate that goes after Pythium and Phytophthora. The next subject are the fungicides. It's really important that you have multiple modes of action and multiple modes of contact or systemic action fungicides on your soybean seedling. You want to make sure the seed is protected, and you want to make sure that the seedling is protected. So we used to have just one mode of action or one type of fungicide in the days of Apron Max or even Cruiser Max, but now we have multiple ones. Cruiser Max Vibrance has your Maxim or your fludeoxonil, which is a contact, and then they have your Vibrance, which is a systemic, and it's an outstanding rhizoctonia compound. But that's really the only thing it's good for. So you have a contact that protects your seed, and then you're missing a little bit of a systemic protection from other diseases besides rhizoctonia. Beck's has the same thing with Maxim or fludeoxonil. They have a good contact, and then they have a systemic compound on there that helps, but it's on the weaker side. So it's not really strong on rhizoctonia, it's not really strong on fusarium, but it just kind of is an all-around systemic product to give you some seedling protection. Acceleron has two systemic products, so it's missing that seed sanitation. Pioneer or PPST has done the same thing. They've got two really strong systemic products, which is good for your seedlings. But if you have seed rots or any junk fungi on the surface of the seed, you really don't have a seed scrubber that helps keep it clean. But Merschman's Bonus Coated Plus has a seed scrubber. It has a super strong systemic that's broad spectrum, and then it has another super strong systemic that's really good on rhizoctonia. There are very few seedling diseases that will be able to overcome this or their stand be affected when you have Bonus Coated Plus on there. Where some of these other ones, you've got some real big efficacy gaps or holes in their disease protection. The last component we like to talk about are biostimulants. We call it the Wild Wild West, and there's so many things out there. Beck's has one called BioSTVPH, and it is a amino acid that can help with yield boosts on both corn and soybeans. Acceleron, PPST, they have some biologicals in there that may or may not have consistency and performance due to the fact that they're stored in their dormant state, and getting them to grow on the seed and do what they're supposed to as a biological is really a challenge. So Merschman's Bonus Coated Plus has chosen to use a 3-component biostimulant. So we have an amino acid bloom, which is a food source for the plant, sugars and micronutrients, so the plant doesn't have to grow roots to go find what it needs, and then a hormonal stimulant that gives all of the seeds the same chemical message at the same time. So if you want to increase your yield potential, you want all of your soybean plants out of the ground at the same time. And the best way to do that is to protect them from insects and diseases, and then give them all the same chemical message and all the same food source at the same time. No better way to increase your yields than to not have the big get bigger, but the big and the weak get bigger at the same time, maximizing your yield.